Hi everyone, it's Charlotte here today, and I'm going to be doing a video all about if your guinea pig chews Correx, or it's known as also Coroplast in the US and Canada. So in the UK it's called Correx, so it's only a slight difference, but people may get confused with that, so that's why I'm just going to tell you that now. But with CNC cages you usually have Correx or a similar kind of material to make the cage itself, to make the base and make it watertight and everything, and it's a type of plastic which is generally safe for your guinea pig to chew. However, it's obviously not advised, and I'm sure you'd rather it not, because it does take big chunks out of your Correx and eventually you have to replace it if you're worried about it looking nice but also worried about your guinea pig's health. So as I said, it is technically safe, but it's not advised to just let them keep chewing. So there is a solution that my friend, my personal friend Fiona actually told me about. She emailed me on Instagram, well, messaged me on Instagram and just said that did I know where you get these, well, she initially said these metal sliders from to put on the edges of your Correx. And I hadn't even thought about it before, and I vaguely remember seeing some people's ramps with these like sliders on the edges, but I hadn't really ever thought about it before, and I don't know why, to be honest, but so I'm actually very grateful to Fiona for letting me know about it, because I do have one chewer who tends to do it every so often. It's not on a regular basis. It's Arabella. She seems to occasionally just get a taste for it and wants to chew it, so unfortunately that is the case with her. And so at one point I did actually raise up the Correx to be a bit higher so it would kind of like deter her from eating it. She didn't to start with, and then a few months later then she just had a few nibbles, so I thought this would be the perfect solution, so I'm going to tell you all about it. So these binders are for papers, so they are to put like they are an A4 size like on the length, and you are meant to slide multiple bits of paper in and have it as like a little folder, and they're really nice and stiff, and they're like a hard kind of smooth plastic, and they do come in many different colours. Initially I was looking for pink, but they only really had those abroad and the waiting time was going to be ages, and if we're moving and blah blah blah, I didn't want to risk it just not turning up, so I decided to just go for white, because again it was much cheaper as well, but also it was in the UK and it was so much easier to access. So these are what they look like, but you can get them in different colours like red, blue, green and yellow, I think, possibly, and black. So if you've got a different kind of cage or you want a different bit of edging, then you can, but I just obviously went for white because it's neutral and my Correx is white already. So this is what one end looks like, and it's just got a little opening just there, and it's I'm trying to bend it so it's going to show probably, but it's in like, it all clamps up at the end here, excuse my fingers, and then there's like a gap there, and then once you've slid it on it will just go over the edge, and it's a smooth hard type of plastic, and it's very durable. Like, I'm squeezing it quite intensely there. I found that you can cut this really well with just a pair of normal kitchen scissors, like a big pair, and it will cut really well, and I was actually quite surprised at how easy it was to fit, like with the measurements and everything like that, so it was great in that aspect. I will put the price of what I paid for these particular ones on the screen, but I got a pack of 10 and then I got 2 of those, so I got 20 in total, and I think they came to a total of around £6, I think, at most, with delivery. So I found the best technique is to actually slide them onto your Correx instead of trying to kind of like ping it open like this, and keep going along the edge, because it really doesn't work. It just pings off and it's very frustrating, because initially I tried that because I didn't obviously want to take the Correx out if I didn't have to, and it was an absolute nightmare and it was really frustrating me. So I decided one day when I just did their cage clean and I put them out for floor time, I'd just get the Correx out and fiddle around with it and just slide it on. So I found that was the best way to do it. So I found out about these particular kind of like solution for it, like the plastic binders, because I was looking just on Google after Fiona mentioned it, and I was just looking for solutions really, and people had said these plastic binders are like poster binder, like poster edging to hang your poster up and things like that. So I decided to just give this a go, because obviously it was only £6 for both sets, and that was equating, like that was taking in all of the Correx measurements that I would need, along with if we are able to move to a bigger place and I'm able to expand their cage, then I wanted to have some left over just in case. But it's really easy just to keep measuring. But obviously these are about 30 centimeters long, these particular ones, so obviously a grid is about 36 centimeters wide, so I just counted it up really and counted all the sides that had the Correx and then just divided it by 30, and then obviously brought over the amount. But I did actually have more left over than I thought I would, so by cutting them and everything, it really does help. And you'll see when I show you the actual binders on the Correx that it actually looks really professional. I don't know if that's the right word, but it looks really finished and it looks really clean, and they look like they were meant to be there, and it doesn't look like a bodge job or anything. So the edges and like where the joins are and everything, they look really good. So I'll have to show you, because obviously I'm sure you'll want to see, but I'm really impressed with them, and I would highly recommend them for any guinea pig chewer. So yeah, because we've had these in for well over a week now, and she hasn't touched them or even noticed them, so I'll keep you updated to how that goes on. But I don't think she's going to be able to chew them like the Correx, because it's quite soft, the Correx, whereas this is really hard, and I don't think she'll be able to get her teeth on it, so that's good. But I will now show you the inside of the cage. So here is what the binders look like on the side. So you can see there's a join there, and it's really nice and clean, and they're really on there really well. I'm really impressed with how they look. I think they finish it off really nicely and prevent obviously your guinea pig chewing the edges. So I am very happy with them, and I'll just show you an overview with them just to see, so you can see what they kind of look like overall on the cage. But I just wanted to show you them in detail up close. So I'll just go along all of the edges of the cage that have Correx and show you, and you'll be obviously able to spot Daphne there just hiding. But that's what the edges look like, and I think they look really good. I'm really impressed with how clean it looks, and yeah, I don't know, I just think it looks really nice and clean. I need to fill their water bottle up. It looks really nice and clean. I'm just very impressed with how it looks. So I hope this helps some of you who do have guinea pigs who chew, and yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I shall speak to my next one. Bye!